All right, folks, it is only 92 days until the NFL season kicks off. It is officially 3 months from today, and it's coming up fast. It's hard to believe we're only 3 months away. And as you can tell, I'm not in my usual location today. I am coming to you from a hotel in Southern Illinois, and it is time for my NFC predictions. Who's going to win each division in the NFC? I did my AFC predictions a couple weeks ago. It is time for the NFC predictions, and I'm going to start in the NFC East. And my first team, I think, is the most talented team in the NFL, and that is the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to win the NFC East again. I think they're going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, and they're the most talented team in the NFL. And the one question mark that they do have is pass rusher. They lost Josh Sweat, who had 2.5 sacks in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, but they drafted a pass rusher, and their interior defensive line is so strong that I'm not even certain it matters. They have the best offensive line and the defensive line in the NFL, and I think this team has got to be the favorite to win the Super Bowl again. Number 2, the Commanders. Jaden Daniels' second year. I thought he was by far the best rookie last year. I think he'll be even better. I like the Deebo Samuel pickup. If he can stay healthy, he'll give him another option there, especially in some short yardage downs. Deebo can run with it a little bit, break a lot of tackles, so I think he's going to be a good addition for him if he can stay healthy. Number 3, I have the Cowboys. Last year, the Cowboys were 7-10, but Dak Prescott missed a lot of games. If you look prior to that, they were 12-5. The 3 seasons prior to that when Dak was fully healthy. I like the George Pickens pickup if he can stay out of a lot of drama in the locker room. They got a great number 1 wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb. I think they'll be right around 500, and I'm going to pick them third. And then fourth, the Giants. Right now, their 3 quarterbacks are Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Jackson Dart. And I think by Thanksgiving, Jackson Dart will be starting because I think this team is going to be terrible. There's really not a lot I like about this team right now. So I think they're going to be looking for answers and looking towards the future. And I think by midseason, Jackson Dart will be the starting quarterback for this team. Excuse me. I'm going to move to the NFC South, and this to me is the worst and least intriguing division in the entire NFL. I don't really like any of these teams, but one of them has to make the playoffs. I'm going to take the Bucs to win the division again. I think Baker is the best quarterback in this division, and I think he's become pretty underrated, over the past couple years. I think he's by far the best quarterback in this division. Number 2, the Falcons. I like a lot of parts of this team, but I don't like the overall team as itself. And I think there's still a lot of questions around Penix. I'm not really certain what he is yet and if he can lead this team into a playoff type scenario. So right now I'm going to have them second. Number 3, Bryce Young. In the Panthers. Last year, Bryce Young at the beginning of the year, it looked like his career was over. I wasn't certain he was ever going to make it as a starting quarterback. He was a lot better towards the end of the season. I thought he looked pretty competent, but yet they still have a lot of holes on this team. I'm going to pick them to finish third in the NFC South. And then fourth is the Saints. I think this team is going to absolutely blow. I think the Saints will have the number 1 draft pick going into next year. I think Tyler Show right now is really probably the favorite to start. He's a rookie out of Louisville who had a lot of question marks around him coming into this draft, and when he's your starting quarterback, I don't think that's a really good sign. And like I said, I think they'll be the worst team in the NFL right now, and I look for them to win 3 games or less. Moving up to the NFC North, I think this is the most talented division in the entire NFL. I think it's the most competitive division in the NFL. I'm going to take the Lions to win this division, but I do think it's going to be really close. They lost 2 starting offensive linemen, and the offensive line was one of the real strengths on this team. But right now, outside of the Eagles, this is still the most talented team in the NFC, both on offense and defense. I think they'll still have enough to win this division, but they did lose a couple offensive linemen. I do think they're going to take a little bit of a step back as far as regular season win totals from where they were last year. Number 2, I'm going to take the Bears, and I went the Bears and Packers. I flip-flopped these back and forth a few times, and I think the Bears are going to finish second. Caleb Williams coming into his second year, I think he's going to be a lot better. They got a huge upgrade in head coach with Ben Johnson, who's going to be a lot more quarterback-friendly than the previous coach of that team. They made huge upgrades in the offensive line, and I think they're just going to be a lot better. And I think this is going to be a playoff team moving into next year. I expect Caleb Williams to be much better than he was last year. He was pretty shaky at a lot of times, and I think this team's going to be pretty good. I think they're pretty solid all around. The offensive line last year was atrocious. They made some huge upgrades on the offensive line, and I think they're going to be pretty competent this year. Number 3, the Packers. I really still don't have a good idea if Jordan Love is good or not. And this is his 6th season. He's had moments where he's been really good, but I think he has a lot of moments of really bad mistakes. and games where he just really kind of falls apart. And I'm really uncertain right now. I love their run game. They have a lot of competent wide receivers, but they don't have a real true number one. Now, they did draft a wide receiver first overall in their first round draft, in the first round of their draft, excuse me. So hopefully that gives them a little more a go-to number one wide receiver. But I think they're going to finish third. And then fourth, I'm going to take the Vikings. And right now, I really don't have any idea what to expect of McCarthy. He missed his entire rookie season with a knee injury. He had to have surgery on it multiple times. Now, this team does have the best 1-2 wide receiver combination in the NFL, so that's exciting. But right now, probably the most intriguing player, or the one I'm most interested to see how they play this year, is McCarthy, because I really don't know what to expect. And then finally, the NFC West. I thought this was the hardest division to figure out on who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. So number one, I've got the Rams. Matt Stafford is getting older, but their defense was pretty good towards the end of the season. And they had two young rookies, two very good pass rushers last year, Verse being one of them, who are going to be in their second year. And I think they're going to be pretty good on defense again this year. I like their run game. And this is a team that should have beaten the Eagles. I think if that is not snowing during that Eagles-Rams game, I think the Rams would have been going to the Super Bowl. And I think they're going to win this division again next year. The 49ers, I have them second right now. They have a very easy schedule. Some people are saying this is the easiest schedule in the last decade in the NFL, but they're very talented, but they're also getting old and very injury prone. If you look at McCaffrey, Bosa, Trent Williams, and Kittle, 4 of their probably top 6 players, they all missed games last year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they all miss games again next year, because that's been kind of the MO for a lot of their careers. Number 3, the Cardinals. I still like Kyler. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be in his second year. I think he's going to be a lot better, and I love their tight end, Trey McBride. But right now, this is a third-place roster in this division, and I don't expect this team to make the playoffs. And then finally, the Seahawks. They lost Metcalf. They lost Lockett, 2 staples in that offense for a long time, and they swapped Darnold for Geno, and I'm not really certain that that's that much of an upgrade, or at least the upgrade that people expected. So I expect the Seahawks to finish last in this division. So those are my NFC predictions. Feel free to leave me a comment if you see it any other way. Thanks. Bye.